social media also. In my YouTube connection, or what do you call connection? Link. I will give you the link for my this thing, YouTube. On that YouTube, you will not find any rubbish like how to cook bhindi and all that. All videos are related to workshops or webinars, right from rubrics, lesson plan, classroom management, hundreds and hundreds. Not hundreds, I will say nearly 50, 25, 50, 30, whatsoever. Because these days the people are more interested in getting this social media. अभी आएगा आज वाले मॉड्यूल में. Today we will be covering that in the flips.
Good
In the
evening,
flip
sir.
section, IMT, information, media, and technology. Over there, we will be discussing all these things. They are more interested in news channels. They are more interested in putting up their own shows. Even the teachers also, I have seen a number of teachers in government schools who were my colleagues, got selected in this thing, government job. And then after that, they started their own. Somebody is putting up that, what you call, flower show. Somebody cutting, pasting, and fashion designing and all that. None of them is interested in education. I'm seeing over here the new member, that is Kavya JU, Monisha Swaminathan. Just put on your videos for few seconds. मोहन जी नमस्कार. सर अपना मुंह की तरफ लाइट रखिए, हालांकि मेरे भी आज कम आ रही है बिकॉज दिस इज गोइंग कमिंग गोइंग, बाय द चांस
Good
अभी
evening,
जस्ट इट
sir.
ओनली केम, द पावर केम. विद्या जीवी इज आल्सो देयर.
Good evening, sir.
वेरी गुड इवनिंग जी. ग्रेड 2 ईवीएस, ये कौन है?
Sir, this is Nazneen. I
नाजनीन,
just came.
नाजनीन
I
शेख.
just, yes, sir.
आप तो हमारे पुराने स्टूडेंट हैं.
Hanji, sir.
Yes, that's good. And I don't know where from they got the word. A number of people. Acha, just only one few minutes. I'm very sorry that yesterday there was a genius in between us. I could not recognize, but while I was reviewing that video, I found him out. He is a person who is most resourceful person. If you are interested to put up the show, or rather your profession, utilizing the Google tools, Mr. Amit Bajaj, may I ask you or request you to put on your video and introduce yourself and your services? Actually, yesterday I should have given him a long chance, but I could not see, just only his introduction, and after that he just vanished. Today he is cheerful, Nancy,
Yeah,
shining.
hi, good evening. Namaskar, sir. Good evening. Firstly, let me say, कल का सेशन बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग रहा था. Lot of things to learn. कई चीजें पता होती हैं, but एक recapitulation while we are into a teaching profession. I am into this teaching profession for past 22 years. But चीजें remind करवाना बहुत जरूरी है. So your sessions are, I think, I mean, perfect for that. So, my name is Amit, and I am working in CRPA Public School. It's in New Delhi, and I'm a mathematics faculty there for the past 22 years. I am also a Google certified trainer because some of you might be aware, we have the Google certified educator level 1 and then followed by level 2. And then they aspire to become the Google certified trainer. So I cleared all those levels. So if any one of you are interested to know more about this, they can directly contact me. And at the same time, if you are teaching grade 11th and then specifically mathematics, so for that also I have my special website, some WhatsApp groups also, you are most welcome, because therein we used to discuss the real problems related to the mathematics. In fact, there are the teachers who are teaching grade 6, 7, 8. They also take part in that. They ask their question, and it's not only the question and answer solving. They indulge into the discussion as well. So anyone who is interested to learn about mathematics, to enjoy and have a passion for this subject, or anyone wish to learn about Google, please do contact me. I'll share my email ID and my website in just now in the chat box. Thank you, sir, for introducing me to this wonderful group of educators. Thank you so much.
Really. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So shall we start?
Yeah, please, sir, please.
All right, because it is already 5:30.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Priya ji. How are you? I don't know why. What happened again? Yeah. So we shall start now. Yesterday we left with the 4 C's. And today we will start with this particular part, that is IMT. It is wrongly written over there, so please don't mind. It is IMT. I will not rectify it now, otherwise it will be just wasting of time. You see, information literacy gives your students the tools needed to distinguish facts from fiction. Yesterday also I told you this particular part, that where you get the information from a number of social media, and that is why media literacy is also required. Digital tools, just like Mr. Bajaj has introduced you all people to Google certified education. He has got Google education groups, almost 6 or 7 he has initiated and started and established. 2 in Delhi, 1 in Agra, 1 in Pune, Thane, Nasik. So you can contact him in the chat box. It will be there. His mail ID and contact number. If you want, you can. And the third thing is technology literacy. So we will go over there one by one. Information literacy. You see, information literacy gives you and your students the tools that are required to distinguish facts from figures. That is teaching, learning, information literacy. And that is 5-step approach. Number 1 is define. Define information literacy. Show examples of trustworthy and untrustworthy information. Define what makes a source trustworthy. What are the various factors that an information can be classified as trustworthy? And what factors will be attached with that particular information, which you may say that if they are there with that, then certainly the information is not trustworthy. Now, information has got 4 factors. Number 1 is efficiently and critically accessed and evaluation. Efficiently access and evaluation means fully you can. You see, sometimes we keep on speaking certain things and our opposition or the person who is not in our favor, or he's just trying to find out the flaws in our presentations, what he does is he chooses out the best part which is out of context. In context he will not, but he will quote that particular part out of context. Mr. Sharma spoke this thing particularly without mentioning the context. So this type of information is untrustworthy. Unless and until there is context, we cannot classify whether what Mr. Sharma spoke is right or not. Then use information accurately and creatively. Accurately means accuracy. Of course. Just 1 second, 1 minute, please. out there. Hello. Accuracy means, you see, when we speak about something and we say it is 100%, there is nothing 100%. It may be near 100%. It cannot be 100%. 100% itself is not 100. You know, yesterday I explained to you the difference between the synergy and the components. The components together may come together, may be put together to put the whole. But the whole is always less than the components itself. We say 1 plus 1 is 2. Theoretically saying, looking at it, it is correct. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 2 is 4. That is in synergy, if we say the 4, that is single digit. And 2 plus 2 is 2 digits. 1 plus 1 is 2 digits. So the components are more than their sum together. And this is what we call accuracy. When we come down to the information, that is also the same way. Unless and until there is the mention of the context in which we are talking, it cannot be absolute, it cannot be accurate. And then next thing is, it should be utilized creatively, used creatively for resolving issues and problems. Third thing is manage the flow of information. Manage the flow of information. This is literacy skill, information literacy skill. How do you manage the flow of information? You see, as I am not demeaning ladies, but generally if I speak something to Mr. Mohan Thakur, Thakurji, if I say, I tell you something, one particular sentence, sun rises in the east. Am I right? If this information goes to Sharma ji ne ye kaha tha, third person, third to fourth, fourth to fifth, and last person will be getting an impression that Sharma ji ne kaha tha, isliye sun rises in the east. And basically, one of my child, while I was a teacher in Darjeeling, sir, sun never rises and sun never sets. Sun is always on its own position every time. So why do we say sun rises in the east? Sun never rises. It is only the revolution of our earth on the axis that we say that we are compelled to see the sun coming up the horizon. Sun is not coming up the horizon. Rather, we are moving towards the sun. Not towards the sun means in the direction of rotation. So that we see that from east, it comes up and then goes above our head and then goes west. It seems like the sun rises in the east and sun sets in the west, but it doesn't happen. The actual fact is something different. Flow of information from wide variety of resources or sources. I say, this is right. Whether this is right or not, everybody goes for the Google search. And then we say, no, tomorrow is Kartik Purnamasi. What is to be done, what is not to be done, how it is to be done, when it is to be done, a wide variety of sources. So you have to manage everything and then see the event coming up. Whether this is solution problem solving, or whether it is critical assessment of a problem. The next one is apply a fundamental understanding of ethical, legal issues surrounding the access and use of information. You see, these days, it is a crime if I put something in my group or somebody else. I am very much thankful to Mr. Bajaj. The other day he just mentioned that there are certain people from Nigeria with code 234. 92 is Pakistan, 97 is Nepal, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Nigeria. And that is why now onwards, means from this advertisement for 21st century learning onwards, I'm specifically putting up foreign friends, please excuse. Nobody outside India will be getting entry into the paid group. Whether he pays or not, doesn't pay, hardly makes a difference. He or she will not be there. Why? Because ethical and legal issues surrounding the access. They come up over there, and you see, somebody told me, sir, you have put up the ban on anybody posting any message. Yes, because the thing is that these people come in and they advertise for bitcoins, they advertise for making 2 lakh rupees a day, and so on and so forth. That is all spam and just wasting your time. And if one single person is trapped in that, then certainly the ethics of our group is broken. And that is why it is out of. Now next is media. IMT mein next is media. Now media literacy is defined as the ability to access, analyze, evaluate, create, and then communicate using information in all forms. Now media can be social media, that is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. Number of them are there. Abhi to aur bhi zyada ho gaye. So when you are having any information, you have to have accessibility, number one. Then you have to have the analysis, whether this is right or not. Analyze whether this is correct or not. Then you have to evaluate. Evaluation means not only right and wrong, to what extent it is right, to what extent it is wrong, and then create out of it. And finally, your own creation, then you can communicate. Media literacy basically helps students to analyze media and understand the potential issues. Like, for example, a few months back, there was one scheme by the government of India that all the new recruits will retire after the service of 4 years. I don't remember the name of that particular scheme. That is Veer something or like that. Without understanding, what is that?
Caris, I think.
Pranita ji kuch bol rahe hain. There was some
Yaris. Voluntary, no?
voluntary, not voluntary. By
Agniveer.
government only.
Agniveer.
Agniveer, yes. Agniveer it was.
Yeah.
Without understanding that particular concept, the people started criticizing. Of course, I can understand to an extent that the Prime Minister or the government of India must have discussed this with opposition. But our opposition, you know what type of opposition it is. Opposition can never be constructive. Of course, the constructivism has to be there when you oppose something. As I told you yesterday, I can specifically tell, yes, Mr. Mohan, you are wrong. Okay, give me right solution also. Speaking something out is very, very easy. Pointing out some mistakes. But then give me the right solution also. Otherwise, don't speak. Agniveer ke baare mein, there was a lot of misconception. A lot of misconception. But then now it is all been settled because the concept is very clear now to everybody. Now the teachers, Oftentimes, the teacher incorporate media literacy as a very small piece of citizenship issue. Lessons देते हैं बहुत छोटे छोटे से, and they just only incorporate media literacy with a very small piece on that. And some teachers, they certainly include that social media and cyberbullying. These are the words which have come up of late, but they have got a great meaning as cyberbullying. Sometimes I tell you, my past experience, somebody came to me on Facebook, will you make me my friend? Friend request bhej de. Before accepting that, I just go to their profile and see that full profile, whether there is any posting related to education or not. If it is there, then I accept. I accepted one. After a few exchanges, the person started, I have got issues with my messenger. Will you give me your WhatsApp number so that we can chat there? I immediately wrote over there that I am a cyber crime specialist also. I am also cyber crime activist. Still, if you want my WhatsApp number, I'll give you. You know, next moment, within next 3 to 4 minutes, he unfriended me. So what was the purpose of asking WhatsApp number? This is called cyberbullying. This is one example. And similarly, other examples are also there. We move on to the next one. Effective use of technology. That is IMT mein last one is technology T. Effective use of technology is to communicate, number one, then access, collect, manage, integrate, evaluate, create, and then communicate. These are all the factors that are associated with the technology. This endeavor to predict future needs. You see, before COVID, nobody was so much interested in Zoom or any other such platform where we could interact with each other face to face. But now, after the COVID is over, more or less people are communicating or in contact of each other with this platform only. Earlier, it would have been not possible for all 51, nearly 51 people are there in this group. Of course, 31 have joined. Mrs. Nivedita herself has gone. A few one could not due to technical problems, some internet issues, and this and that, everything. So what is the future need? The future need is the higher connectivity. And that is why now India has moved from 4G to 5G. That is 5th generation connectivity, which is very fast with a click. After putting a click, you will not be able to move your finger as fast as you are connected to the person or with using that 5G technology. So future needs problem solving and innovative creation. So that is endeavor of technology. Some time back, our fans used to be very heavy. The motors used to be very heavy. And they used to take generally 1 to 1.5 minutes to come to the full speed. And now you put on the switch and within 3 or 4 seconds, you get full speed. And now the blades are also being physically or using physics, aerodynamics. They are creating new shapes so that they give you the wind, the power to fullest. Now technology is to improve and enhance learning in all subjects, areas, and experience. As I told you, there is a resource book which I will be sharing with you with permission from Bree Stoffer. That will be giving you how to integrate technology and teach all these 12 skills with while teaching subject. In the beginning itself, I told you that these 12 skills cannot be taught as independent subject. Like in our days, the moral science was not a specific subject. It was taught in language chapters. अपना काम स्वयं करो और संगठन में एकता है. इस तरीके की there were short stories. And then later on, it was created as a subject, moral science. If I get 90% out of 100, which means I am morally high. That doesn't make any sense. And this is what is happening now also. We cannot teach these 12 skills. How can you teach problem solving to anybody unless and until you tell him the skills, what the skill involves? So that booklet by Bree Stoffer, you go through, there are a number of links that I have gone through personally. After that only I asked her for the permission, and she was very happy that I am doing this particular type of service. And as much as you can distribute, Mr. Sharma, I will be very happy, like, through email. Now apply technology in critical thinking to real world experience. Critical thinking is something different. Creative thinking is something different. And mixture of two, then putting up to the real world experience. Then develop the knowledge and skills to adapt to the changing technologies. So develop the knowledge and skills to use the technology to meet personal needs, interests, and learning styles. Mr. Mohan is my very old trainee colleague, and he knows there are 8 types of learning styles, and we have discussed all of them. Of course, so you can find out your own also. I will let you know how you can find out your own learning style. Next one is, we go on for the 5 last ones, flips, FLIPS. Flexibility is someone's ability to adapt to the change and understand difference in views that impact decisions. Flexibility means you have to shut down your ego. Rigidity means just opposite, but both of them will go together, can go together. How they can go together is, rigidity means my final plan remains same. Flexibility means how you reach that goal, that is flexibility. I accept your idea, your views. Leadership involves someone's ability to influence and guide others towards a common goal. That I told you, there are 6 types of leadership styles. But how you are able to influence others and guide them to the common goal. Next one is initiative. Basically, initiative is considered to be an intrinsic motivation where the person comes with ideas and services himself, voluntary. That is sometimes starting projects, sometimes creating plans. I will come up one by one in the later ones. Productivity. How you put up your flexibility, leadership, and initiative to productivity. How you can produce something new. How you can produce something which will be very much useful for somebody. Not one.
Some disturbance is coming.
Shahani Safaru, please mute yourself.
Some disturbance is coming.
Fine, sir.
Yes, sir.
Initiate, that is productivity, which means able to prioritize, plan, and manage their work. You see, those people, there was a very good old, what you call quotation, which often I come across. The heights by great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight. But while their companions slept, they were toiling upwards in the night. That means burning midnight oil. I'm not saying that I'm that type of person, but yes, I go to bed 9:30, maximum 10. 4:30 morning, automatically my eyes open up. I just take a hot water glass and then have a walk, take care of my plants, and then freshen up and then start my work for the day. So that is how you prioritize. Instead of doing this Zoom preparation or reviewing these slides, I could have done anything because this was already prepared. No, I have to plan and then manage the things. By 5:15, I have to put up the connection or the link, and then everybody will be there. We will be interacting and then we move on. Last one will be doing flexibility. First is someone's, I told you, adaptive ability to adapt to change and understand difference in the views and their impact. It involves letting go of control, adopting to decisions you may not always agree with. That is what I told you, to set down your ego. I am always right because I am the boss. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Rigidity, I told you, my ultimate aim is to achieve this. That will remain same. But flexibility is that I will be giving you total freedom how you reach that particular point, how you reach that particular goal. Whatsoever the means you take, that is all up to you. Then adapting to the decisions you may not always agree, and that makes it one of the most difficult 21st century skill. That is flexibility. It is very difficult. Because I tell you, when we sit on a chair of the head of the institution, we think so that we know everything. But go for introspection. My next webinar is on 10th and 11th. That is about professionalism. You got entry into this profession by the way of your paper qualification and a few interaction, which we call interview. You got selected. After which you just try to understand, introspect, what made you stand on this position where you are now today in your professional career, where you are standing, and what made you stand over there now. That is all your experience. And those experiences are a mixture of failures due to which you learned something, or successes due to which you moved a step ahead. But that doesn't make you foolproof. Yes, I know everything. Think about these skills and think about future. If you want to go for future, let us say some of our people are here. Ambali Thakaran Thankom is there. She was yesterday also. And if you want to be a principal, what is your target? Let us say 5 years, within 5 years, I would like to be principal. Fine, that is great. But why don't you start walking now? Why don't you start working now on that particular goal? Because you may not reach that particular point Now, you may not become principal immediately, but at least you will be nearer to your goal. It will never happen that at the last moment you start working and within, because now 5 years have completed, now I start working towards my goal of becoming principal, start filling applications, attending interviews. That won't make any difference. You have to start today. Think about your future and start working. However, if you approach flexibility in relation to other skills like collaboration, creativity, critical thinking, you may find it is easier to teach than you first thought. Flexibility is very easy rather than collaboration. Collaboration may be flexibility. These all skills are interrelated. In collaboration, you cannot collaborate if you are not flexible. You cannot be flexible if you are rigid in your ideas. You cannot critically think if you are not collaborating. Everything is related to each other, connected to each other. So being flexible as a teacher means to leave your ego outside the classroom and accept the solutions from the students also. Sometimes I have seen the teachers so rigid that whatsoever I am saying, in our times, that was a very pertinent practice. If I am giving you a mathematical equation to be solved or a physics or chemistry equation to be solved, it has to be solved exactly the way I have taught you in the class. Otherwise, marks will be deducted. So, but that is not good. So you have to leave your ego outside the classroom and then be open to the ideas and different approaches to the problem shared by the students. And then being flexible at workplace means to listen to what ideas your subordinates have. They might be having a bright idea. They might have. I'm not saying they will have. They might have, but you have to be flexible to adopt them. Next is leadership. It is someone's penchant to setting goals, walking its team through the steps required, and achieving those goals collaboratively. Again, see, leadership is one skill and collaboration again comes here. How can you achieve 100% board result without the cooperation of the subject teachers? If you don't guide them properly, how to teach properly, how to make their lesson plan properly, how to utilize the aids available at hand, how to make proper use of resources at your end, how will you be able to accomplish that task? So collaboration has to be there. Now it is whether he is a seasoned entrepreneur or whether you are a fresh person or fresher. Leadership applies to career. How many of you remember any of your activity or any of your actions that was related to leadership? Just unmute yourself within a minute. 30 minutes I have got, and we have got a lot of time. My throat is drying up due to antibiotics. Yes, anybody, Mohanji? If anybody has got any idea, when you played a leader in your life till date, मैंने लीडरशिप वाले में मोहन जी करवाया था, ये एग्जांपल भी दिया था. Think about those good old days.
जी सर actually.
बोलिए बोलिए.
Actually, I don't get your question, sir. Actually, a call was coming. I was
Okay, fine. Just think about those good old days when you were a kid. All your friends were gathered under a tree without any idea what should we do. And then you came up as a leader and suggested, let us go for hide and seek. Everybody agreed. So that the common goal was playing something. You suggested,
Yeah.
you led that particular group to play hide and seek, so that that way you were leader. Now, entry level workers, that means novices, those who are new to the profession, they need leadership skills for several reasons. And the most important of them is to understand the decision that managers and business leaders make. Now, once you understand this particular thing, that they will apply this particular leadership skills when they are promoted to the middle management or the equivalent level. So at that particular point of life or career, they will apply all this knowledge to their previous skills, to their future goals, to achieve their future goals. They also get them to the real world experience. They need to lead entire companies. Like, let us say, for example, you all people, you might have worked. Bajaj Saab is working as head of the department. But at one point of time in his career, he might be a novice. He might be new to the profession. He has spent 22 years. But at some point of time, he was new to this profession. So leading means doesn't make that you are chief operating officer of a company or CEO of the company, then only you are a leader. You are a leader as a head of the department. You have got a team of 4, 5, 10 mathematics teacher, PRTs, TGTs. I'll just put up my laptop on. I just forgot it to put it on electricity, otherwise it would have gone. So anyway, now at that particular point, now you are working as head. Tomorrow you will be principal. So ambitious students, they need expertise to grow professionally and lead whole corporations, whole institutions, whole organizations. And but the thing is, leadership alone is not enough to get ahead. The true success also requires initiative. Ab initiative means voluntaryship. Flips में the third skill is initiative. That is, it comes naturally from within. Somebody, you see something happening or accident happening, automatically you rush to the place, picks up the patient, takes him to the hospital. 99.9% of the people, they are scared of doing this, just thinking that they will be harassed by the police. Although there are standing orders from the court, but still they don't take initiative. So this initiative is very much required to be learned by the students, but this cannot be taught. Again, I am telling you, you have to practice it through activity. Write a problem on the board. Initiative, I am telling you, write the problem on the board and ask your students, yes, come up. Who will solve this? There will be no hands. Mohit, you are a very good student of mathematics. Why don't you try? Sir, I can't. At least try. You may not. But at least trying is in your hand. The best part of trying is that without trying, you are bound to fail. Without trying, you are bound to fail. But by trying, at least you have got a chance to succeed. If you don't succeed, at least, madam, I am muting you and again you are unmuting yourself. Please. So you may fail, but you will learn something. Once Einstein was asked by an interviewer, "Sir, you have failed 1000 times and still you are trying. Why?" What he told is, ki, "Sir, I now at least know 1000 ways how an electric incandescent bulb cannot be made." That is called experience. That is called learning. मुझे 1000 तरीके पता है जिनसे ये बल्ब नहीं बनेगा. बनेगा कैसे वो तो मैं ढूंढ ही रहा हूं. So think about those type of practices. That comes when you volunteer for something. Just like small kids, they go to, when the teacher comes and looking for a chalk, one of the child immediately, "Ma'am, may I go and bring the chalk?" Yes, go. That is initiative. And that should be appreciated. Thank you. Thank you, Mohit. So that is the way you appreciate the initiativeness, the voluntaryship, and then you imbue in them this quality of initiative. The reward for students may, or the people also may vary from person to person. Sometimes good grades, sometimes an award in the morning assembly, sometimes an award in the national forum by the president, by the prime minister, or international forum. They are all the result of initiative. Sometimes it is spending extra 30 minutes for their job, wrapping up something before weekend. Friday is there, Saturday, Sunday is off. Friday, I will wrap up, sum up, take the things home if they are to be worked upon. Although I never took any official file back to my home, I will stay back in the office for 1 more hour, 2 more hours, but never took any file. क्योंकि मैं अगर भिंडी बनाने के लिए I will not take that vegetable to my office and chop it off, then why should I take files to my home where that is my family time? And this initiative is basically indicative of someone's character in terms of ethics and professional progress. That is character. He takes initiatives. Yes, he volunteers for these things. Whenever there is some problem, he will come up with the solution. And that particularly doubles when the initiative is practiced with qualities like flexibility and leadership. Now we go on for the next thing is productivity. Now productivity is also again a skill, but it is difficult to learn. And just in business terms, it is called efficiency. It is called efficiency. A student's ability to complete work in appropriate amount of time. That is efficiency. Last one, I think so. Ki last three are there. Social skill. Bhai, I am just putting Rajni ji, I am putting you mute and then again. Not good. Now social skills. You see, still there is one last skill that ties all other 21st century skills together. My internet. Mohanji, can you hear me? No?
Yeah, I'm here, sir. You are hearing, sir.
Because there was one message. Anyway, we are just going to finish within next 2 minutes. Social skills are the
Right,
last
sir.
skills that tie all other skills together. They are very crucial to the ongoing success of a profession, which means the business is frequently done through the connections one person makes with another around them, which means binding them together. So concept of networking is very important, and it is active in some industries more than others. You see, for example, for this webinar only, I got 2 WhatsApp group. One is my personal, another is my business. On the business one, I promote my my webinars through bot, that is robotic messaging system. I fix up a time 8 o'clock. At 8 o'clock, my WhatsApp, business WhatsApp, automatically starts sending out the WhatsApp messages to 500 people a day, which means for 10th of November, the next webinar I have started today. So 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10th morning, which means 2,500 people will come to know about this webinar. So that is networking. And technology is improving day by day. And that way, we also have to adapt to that system. The next one is, while there may be implied in past generation, the social skills, the rise of social media and instant communication, they have changed the nature of human interaction. And as a result, the student possess a wide range of social skills, but they have to be trained again also in the courtesies, mannerism. These things are still missing. You know, there are certain courtesies, there are certain rules and regulations for social media also. How you post, what you post, where you post, when you post, everything is justified and everything needs a careful examination, and then a little bit modification if you think so, it is required. In the past generation, it was there. Still, it is there, but now it is more required. That means the awareness about social skills, how you utilize technology, information, communication, collaboration, everything, how you improve. So some are more socially adept than others, and some are far behind. But some lucky ones are maybe far ahead when socializing comes naturally to them. They are traveling in a bus, 24 train, aeroplane, 24 hours journey, 2 hours journey. The one who is sitting across their seat, they will interact. कहाँ जा रहे हैं सर? वहीं से शुरू होगी. सर मैं पंदर कावड़ा. ओ मैं तो नागपुर जा रहा हूँ. अच्छा अच्छा वहीं रहते हैं कि नहीं, मेरा घर तो यहीं पे है, काम से जा रहा हूँ. अच्छा अच्छा आपका बिजनेस क्या है? यहाँ से शुरू होती है वो बातें. And by the time you reach your destination, you are so much close that you exchange your WhatsApp numbers. Of course, after a week or 10 days, when you go through your contact list, you forget ki who is this Rahul, and then you delete it. But at least for those 2 hours, you were productively engaged, and while conversing, you might have taken up something positive from that communication, from that interaction. So they are far ahead. The last one is, most of the students need crash course in social skills at least. Most of the students, etiquettes, mannerism, politeness, small talk, these things still play major role in today's world. Namita madam ने काली लिपस्टिक लगा रखी है. This is a gossip thing going on in the staff room. अगर आपको काली लिपस्टिक पसंद नहीं है, so that is your problem. नमिता मैडम को काली लिपस्टिक पसंद है तो लगा ली उन्होंने. If you don't like, that is your problem. क्यों मोहन जी?
Yes, sir.
बड़े ध्यान से सुन रहे हैं. There are certain things about which the people are very sort of creative, or we say critical. They criticize the things immediately. That means some students need to learn them in educational settings instead of a social setting. सोशल मीडिया के भी मैनरिज्म है, and for them this is the another skill to add to their lives, that is social skills literacy. Literacy skills में socializing, social skills. So with this, our session comes to an end, that is flips. तो मैं अगर आप लोगों में से किसी से पूछूं what is the full form of flips, is flexibility, leadership, initiative, productivity and social media. 5. इससे पहले की 3 थी IMT, information, media and technology.
Technology.
उससे पहले की 4 थी, मोहन जी आप बताओ, वो तो हमने कल करी थी.
Critical,
creative
thinking, creative thinking.
या
collaboration and communication.
4 थी, there were 4.
The 4.
Critical thinking, creativity,
Creative thinking, communication.
collaboration and
Yes,
communication.
sir.
Communication.
Yes, sir.
All right. I will stop sharing screen now. And if you have got any problem, any questions now, so just let me know about that.
I think you are so clear, sir. We have any, we all aware of your thoughts, your actions, or your clear what you were telling to us. So that is your very what we call your experience and your knowledge.
Sir, generally
You
I
are-
tell people, if the people ask me, what is your age? I still say I am 20 years with 40 years experience.
Oh my.
So unless and until you are young at heart, age
Yes.
will not touch you. It will
True.
never do any harm to you unless and until you are young at heart. And being young at heart means every time curious to learn, every time curious to know something new, to do something new.
Sir.
Any other thing? In the chat box, I will go over there and see. Yes, Pranita ji, for future reference, you will be getting all the PPTs, not PPTs, I will be giving you all the recordings for your particular use. You see, Mr. Bajaj has shared in the chat box his contact number, not number, but connect with me on the site. He is given you, and the mail ID is also there in the chat box. Can everybody see my screen? You can note down his.
Yes, sir. Sir.
You can note down his mail ID and then connect with him. And group, उसमें लिखा है उन्होंने कि if anybody would like to connect with him, his number is also there. So now that he has made his this number public domain, I will share his contact number in the group. And whosoever wants to go for the Google education or as a keen mathematician, you are all requested to contact him personally. In our all future ones, there will be reference of Mr. Bajaj. Anybody, if nobody has got to say anything, Lok Seva, Nazneen Sheikh, yes. Smita Maske from Monisha S. Dharmchand Jain Public School, okay, Tamil Nadu. Shashikant Senapati ji is principal in DPS Odisha. Isha Thapa from Darshan Academy Jalandhar, Christ Nagar Public School, Preeta Ji, Shobha Peep, Christ Nagar. Very good evening to everybody. So here we come to the end. Hameli Thongba Thankom, AS Christ Nagar Public School, Varanallur, TVPM, Kerala. All right. If there is nothing to be discussed anymore, we close down this session. Give me 2-3 days for preparing the certificates, although they have been sent for designing, but still they have not come to me for approval. So give me 2-3 days. I will get back to you with your email IDs are with me. And if anybody has got any question, they can write to me personally. I will open the group now till 8 o'clock for your feedback, for your comments, or your questions, even if you have got any doubts or suggestions. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a nice time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.